Австралийн Welcome. Сайн байцгаана уу хүнд үзэгчдээ. Өнөөдөр ороо манай дефакто нэвтрүүлгийн зочноор Олон Улсын Тусгай Олимпийн Хорооны Азийн зүүн бүсийг хариуцсан Ерөнхийлөгч Мэри Гү оролцож байна.
Мэри Гү Шухан 2011 оноос хойш Олон Улсын Тусгай Олимпийн Хорооны зүүн Аз хариуцсан бүс нутгийн ерөнхийлөгч Гүйцэтгэх захирлаар ажиллаж байна. 2008-аас 2010 онд Дэлхийн Экспогийн Шанхайн Павилионы захирлаар ажилласан. Уг павилионийг 2.3 сая хүн үзсэн бөгөөд технологийн шийдэл загвар нь олон улсын нэр хүндтэй шагналуудыг хүртсэн. Тэрээр 2007 онд Тусгай Олимпийн Зуны тоглолтын гүйцэтгэх хороонд ажиллаж, Олимпийн тоглолтын нээлтийн ёслолын ажиллагааг зохион байгуулсан туршлагатай. Тэр 2 багийг удирдан хандив цуглуулах хаянг амжилттай зохион байгуулжээ. Тусгай Олимпийн түүхэнд анх удаа нээлтийн ёслолыг хятадын 5 телевизийн сугаар шууд дамжуулсан. 2005 онд бүлэг хөрөнгө оруулагчдыг цуглуулан Шанхай Алтан Гран-при тэмцээнийг амжилттай зохион байгуулсан нь Олон улсын хөнгөн атлетикийн холбооны Diamond League нэртэй нэр хүндтэй тэмцээн болж өргөжсөн. Хадагтай гүн өмнө нь Риц Карлтон, Шангрила зэрэг тансаг зочид буудлуудын удирдах албан тушаалд ажиллаж байв. 2008 онд Францын Эли сэтгүүл түүнийг хятадын хамгийн нөлөө бүхий 20 эмэгтэйн нэгээр шалгаруулж байв.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Mary, what are you doing now in Mongolia with your mission? How is it going on now?
Well, it's going very well. I only arrived yesterday, but it has been overwhelming, very encouraging, very exciting. We are here to announce the founding of Special Olympics Mongolia tomorrow. In fact, the program is actually officially accredited 2 weeks ago by Special Olympics International. This is the newest member in addition to 170 countries we are already in. So we are here to work with the board and also our National Director of Special Olympics Mongolia on the strategic plan, how we are going to grow the program, how we are going to work with our key stakeholders in the government, in the public and business community to build the program from now on.
So this program is in China and Russia and our neighbor countries, right?
Yes, yes.
And Mongolia, you said 117 countries already.
170, 170, right.
Wow, almost all countries.
Yes.
So they have a special committee and plus a special fund for that.
Yes, we are like an international governing body of 170 programs, a little bit like other sports federations. We will provide some seeding money to the local program for them to launch, but mainly we will seek the private sector, public sector, and also the government to support the growth of the local program. So it's going to be a huge workload for the local board members and also our staff who run the day-to-day operations of Special Olympics.
Please tell us, why is it so important to the extent that so many countries that much support?
I think everybody has seen the growth of sports development in almost every countries. And I think everybody will agree with me that sports is something unite everyone.
Yes.
And for Special Olympics, our mission, our core value is to provide training, sports competition opportunities for people with intellectual disability. Why this group? Because this is the population that is largely isolated. They are the hidden population in the world. A lot of people don't want to talk about them. They were not allowed to come out to the school to play with other children, and they don't have jobs. So our goal is to, through sports, we want them to meet the society, become the voice in the society, and become the mainstream population in the society as well. So we hope by providing them with the sports opportunities, they will be able to become competent, demonstrate their gifts and talents, and be accepted by the society.
So we talk about intellectually disabled people.
Right.
And is it a substantial amount in the country so that you, in Mongolia, that you can have this sort of big work?
Yes, you know, according to WHO statistics, 3% of the world's population actually have some degree of intellectual disability. The official number right now is 200 million people have intellectual disability in the world. For Special Olympics International, our organization, our officially registered athletes is 4.2 million. And we hope this number is going to grow because we have 200 million people with intellectual disability in the world. So we want to work with all the collaborators to recruit as many athletes as we can.
Mongolian statistics meets that average, or what do you think?
Average. I think right now the official number the program people gave me is about 20,000.
20,000,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
How you came to the position to this being celebrity in the sense that you are making real change in your country now, not only in your country, in the region. What brought you to that? Who tell us about you, your school, your parents?
Okay. Well, I grew up in a very ordinary family. Both of my parents were teachers. I don't think they have given me anything rich material-wise, but they have given me the wisdom that we all have to work very hard and we have to hold the right value. And I didn't realize that until after I started working. You see people doing wrong things, you know, you trying to gauge what's the right, what's the wrong, you should never lie, you know, that kind of principles of life. And really, when I started doing Special Olympics, there was one simple event I was trying to do, like a gala dinner, and I was running around really, really busy, and there was a Special Olympics athlete, a girl. She was watching me doing everything. There were like a group of athletes over there who are going to participate in the event. She came up to me and she had a bread basket in her hand, and she said, "I've been watching you all night. You didn't eat anything, and I just want to make sure you eat something." That just totally blew me away. And I was just like, nobody really cared about how I feel that night, only she was watching me. So I was so impressed, and I feel this is the reward of my work. I really love what I do. Like every morning I wake up, when I go to work, I feel I'm going to do something really meaningful to a population.
Wow. And your parents are teachers. Are you from Shanghai?
A city near Shanghai.
Okay, and you also being vice president or president of Chinese Pavilion on Shanghai World Expo.
Shanghai Corporate Pavilion.
Okay.
Right.
Please tell us about that work.
Okay, that was one very challenging project I took. In 2008, the Shanghai government came to talk to me and also my boss, who was the chairman of the board of the company, said, there are going to be so many pavilions during World Expo. Almost every country will have one, and multinational companies like Coca-Cola, General Motors, they're all going to have their own pavilion. We would like to have one pavilion to represent the business community in Shanghai.
Wow, okay.
It was a great project, but it's so difficult because you have to have a theme to the pavilion.
Yes.
You have to have an appealing story and an angle.
Yes.
People are not going to come here and watch an exhibition passively.
Yes.
They want to interact, right?
Yes.
So what's our story to share with everybody?
Okay.
Our pavilion were representing like over 20 companies. Every company has a different business line, different company philosophy, so that became really a challenge. In the end, we had a team of really great creative people from United States, from China, you know, architects. They are all very, very famous, very, very accomplished. We agreed to one thing, that we are going to tell people how dream comes true.
Wow.
And what kind of a role the companies should play to fulfill their dreams.
Whoa, okay. And what was the name? So the motto you have finally formalized.
The overall theme for World Expo 2010 was Better City, Better Life.
Yep.
And
okay.
We called our pavilion Dream Cube because it was in cube shape.
Better City, Better Life.
Yeah.
And your one was a Dream
Cube. The architecture of our the design was like a cubicle. Square, completely square. But all the materials, the facade we used was recycled CD-ROM, CD. because there were so many cities being thrown away as a pollution to the cities.
Yes.
So we accumulated them and recycled them as a construction material.
Yes.
And we had LEDs inside. So at night there
To
was
show.
like a lighting show.
Wow. I mean,
It was very cool.
What a fantastic idea.
Yeah.
And plus Shanghai is such a vibrant, I think, down the road, I think it's a larger port than Hong Kong now already, the world #1, and several things, I think, with the high raises over 40 floors.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And to represent the dynamics of China, right?
Yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
it's quite, and how you could get all together those people and manage all of them, plus put everything energy into that. Was it difficult?
It was very difficult. I was actually telling the joke last night. I literally worked 16 hours a day from year 2003 all the way to 2010 during Expo. From 2003 to 2007, I was working on the World Summer Games, Special Olympics World Summer Games. I was also the executive producer. 2007.
Wow, in between them, okay.
In between them, and I was executive producer for the opening ceremony as well.
Which
So-
was first time in history of China on 5 TV channels alive.
Yes.
Yes.
You read my bio.
And how was it like? I mean, how many
It
people
was
you were
fabulous.
reaching?
We had a live audience. We had 50,000 people. And in the infield, we had 30,000 athletes, coaches, and volunteers. And was Olympic-style opening ceremony. Our executive producer is from Hollywood, Don Misher.
Okay.
He produced Atlanta 1996 opening ceremony for Olympics.
okay, okay.
2002 Salt Lake City Winter Olympics opening ceremony. So it was a spectacular experience for our athletes. And the difference, the uniqueness of that opening ceremony is every creative number we had performance. We had a person with intellectual disability taking the leading role.
Wow.
And everybody else, whether it's a pianist Lang Lang or actress Zhang Ziyi, they were all supporting role playing. Colin Farrell was there too.
Wow.
Quincy Jones was there too.
Wow.
They were just supporting Special Olympics athletes. It was just fabulous, fantastic, great experience in my career as well.
Welcome. Really enhanced the way how people look at the people, the way what they can do, right?
Yeah, people will look, ordinary people look at people with intellectual disability completely different from that.
Well, that's the, I think, perception of many people here as well. People watch the program, and China had organized several world-class, world-scale, big sport events for, I think, at least this decade, from 2000 to 2010. You were a part of organizers of one couple of them. You also were they are part of the people who brought this Formula One Grand Prix.
No, the track and field actually.
Track and field,
IAAF Grand Prix.
Okay.
It's called Grand Prix as well. Now it's upgraded as Diamond League.
Okay.
There are 13 competitions year-round on the calendar of IAAF as a professional sports federation for track and field. And China is, Shanghai is the second leg of the World Series every year. So that was in 2005, right after the Athens Olympic in 2004.
Yes.
We thought track and field, being the founding sports of Olympic sports, should be demonstrated in China. And we have this great hurdler, Liu Xiang, in China, and he was from Shanghai.
Yeah, okay.
So
he was a new Chinese young man.
yeah,
right?
hero.
New hero,
yeah,
yes.
yeah. So we had very successful events from 2005 up and now. Next year, it's going to be the 10th anniversary, and everybody are just simply amazed. Track and field, a lot of people feel that's very boring, but we have packaged and produced in such a way that it's so exciting. You want to see, because there's no preliminary competition or anything like that. You go on the starting line, you finish, and that's it in 2 hours. And it's live broadcasted to like over 90 countries. So people, like the music, like the competition, and you have elite stars like Usain Bolt there. They want to see how he performs, competing.
And compared with the first year, when you celebrate 10th year, it should be a part of a good part of economic contribution.
Yes, yeah. Well, we have a lot of sponsors, obviously, and we attract a lot of visitors to come to watch the competition as well. So it is being viewed as one of the highest class sports competition in China now.
Please tell us, as a part of dynamic, corporate, young China, what is so important for young people to be a part of it? How the people can be, I mean, ordinary young people be a part of this global changes, innovative economy? What is important in that?
I think some young people are a little bit carried away by, luxury lifestyle, good performance in school, so on and so forth. More and more now, I realize we have discovered younger students in high schools and college. They start realizing life is not only about that. They want to have good role models. They want to contribute to the societies. So I think, the fundamental value that we need to teach young people is they have such a leadership role in the society, and we need to empower them to make the changes and make the world the better place for everyone. And I think that's the responsibility of all the parents, the educators, and people around them. Like Special Olympics is also a platform for young people. We are going to roll out a global campaign in 2014, youth campaign, how the future leader in the world should support people with intellectual disability. And the message is really how you're going to take charge of everything and make the change in the world.
With this education, you will make better, more human society where young people see the role of other colleagues in the same way as they see. Mongolia and China never were for many years, never. I mean, neighbors, Russia, we have 3 neighbors. Here in Mongolia, sometimes people look through historic things rather than looking at the current situation, technology changes, at the future. And unfortunately, sometimes people regard through the prism of history more than the opportunity we have together. What would be your knowledge about that, how you were informed about that, the relations with Mongolia?
Well, first of all, interestingly enough, when I tell Chinese people I'm coming to Mongolia, they all feel we are still one big family. And when I talk to Mongolians in Mongolia, they also feel, there's a huge Chinese people's presence and culture here. Even like the food is a little bit similar. So I think, we all accept who we are, and the world is such a smaller place now, like, with the internet and everything else, we feel so connected. And very often, we feel there's not huge change between from country to country. We all have something very common to share. And the most important thing in the life is really to look forward. And we are all here, we need to collaborate and build a better future for the next generation and generations after. And I think when I talk to Mongolian people and Chinese, not so many of them really talk about the past and history anymore, because there's so much to do to improve the economy, to serve the society.
And people, compared to other languages, they are trying now, but compared to other languages, still to grow, to learn the language of our south neighbor. The people used to speak more our language of the northern neighbor. So today, in the current situation, I think it's a matter a lot of people meeting each other, not only just our traders go to a cross-border trade.
Right.
But I think at the level of you who comes and the daily life of a young Chinese, busy with this worldwide important missions for everybody. And I think in that regard, I think your visit was such a good occasion for me and for many people. And the way what you do and what you do with us is, I think it's a great event that everybody will be happy listening to us.
Yeah, I think so too. I think we are all international citizens now. People like you, people like all our friends we know. We travel around the world. We all know, every human being will have something very common to share. Our values are very similar to each other. We want to support each other, help each other, and ultimately we want the place we live be equal and be pleasant, be nice and friendly to everybody.
Yep, as a global citizens, we have more common than we have differences.
Precisely.
Well, Mary, thank you very much for being with us, and I wish you great success, because your success in this region, including Mongolia, will be success of, as you said, over 20,000 families, 20,000 intellectually disabled Mongolians. So far, better tomorrow.
Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.